Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Sketch sits down with David Dion Paquette and Ben Archer, two of the three-man team of Bishop Games, making the game Lightfall. All right, thank you so much there, Sam Sketch, for that warm introduction. And I am sitting down here with David and Ben, and they are from Bishop Games. David, how are you doing today?
Pretty good, and you?
I'm doing well. And how about yourself, Ben?
Number one, man.
Number one, awesome. And you guys you guys founded Bishop Games, correct?
Yep.
Fantastic. And Bishop Games' first game is Lightfall. Who came up with the idea of Lightfall?
Yeah, I guess it kind of started with Matt and me at the beginning in like March. We pretty much didn't know each other at that time. It's in fact a friend that we have in common that presented us. And we started talking about what we like and what we would like to make as a game. And since we knew we would be a very small team, so something in two dimension sounded a good idea, right? And since we are fans of platformers and other stuff like that, we started to think of new ideas about how we could make a better platformer. And we are also, both of us, very good fans of movies and stuff like that. So the narration is very important for us. We really wanted to tell a story in the game.
And Ben, you're writing the story. How did the inspiration for a lot of this come from? You mentioned films.
So basically, Matt came with the initial concept of Lightfall with, the darkness is good and the light is bad. So that's why, he came with the art concept with that. So I talked with him, sat down with him, and, just started creating this universe with him and with the rest of the team. I came with ideas to explain this strange setting, things like that, and we just built this universe from the ground up. And we have the world of Numbra now, which is where the adventure in Lightfall takes place. So just a block at a time, a sentence at a time, and just always checking with the guys. And yeah, that's mostly it.
Now, one of the things I want to touch on just a second is the music and the sound in the game. Did you record your own voices? Did you hire out a voice actor? And where did the beautiful music come from?
Well, we tried to use our own voices because we are kind of on a budget, and we tried that. It didn't turn out great.
It was awful.
Yeah, it was very awful. So we hired Tim Simons. He did the voices for AAA titles like Torchlight, if I remember well, and others.
Yeah, well, he made Neverwinter, the game you like so much. He made voices in Neverwinter, Torchlight, and Payday. And so he's doing the narration, main narrator of the game. And the music is a friend of us, actually, in Quebec City. He's studying to become a pharmacist, but he's doing music part-time, and that's his dream job, basically. He'd like to do, music for a living. So he's the one responsible for the beautiful music in the game.
Who came up with the idea of the Shadow Core? The little box you can move around and do things with.
Well, that part is a bit funny because at the beginning, the Shadow Core, it wasn't planned. We were entering contest and we were pretty much losing every time because we didn't bring anything new to the genre, And then we decided that, we need to find an idea for the game. So we thought, well, the game is about freedom, being able to reach places. We had the wall jumping that was going very well at the moment. So we thought, what if you can spawn your own platforms?
Yeah, and that was the beginning of the Shadow Core, basically. It's really the turning point was, like Mike David said, we entered the Indiecade contest, and we lost, obviously, and the winner of the contest was so unique, and that was the click for us, like, oh, we really need something to distinguish ourselves.
Talk a little bit about the level design. We have all these mechanics. We have the double jumping, but then you connect that with being able to summon in your whole platforms. How do you sit down and do the level design? And where do you get some of your inspiration for that stuff?
Well, we need to start somewhere, and we start pretty much with the blank canvas, to be honest. So it is a lot of iterations. So we use this game engine that is called Unity, and we basically can place the player on an empty level and add the cubes everywhere in and move them around and see how it feels when you jump in there. And when we create the levels, we always think of alternate paths to reach your place, the same place, right? So there's always this obvious path that the player is likely to take. But if you're skillful enough, you are usually able to use another path, and that's what we think that the guys who like to do the games very fast will use.
Well, that's one thing I noticed that the game tends to favor moving forward. Is that a conscious design choice?
Yeah, we want to play with the tension along the way because well, you can play with the tension on different levels. You can play on it on the narrative level and on the level design. And if you can do both at the same time, the player will have a very great experience. Um, so when you experience that going forward thing, it was by the end of the demo, and for us, we wanted to create a unique experience by the end. So that's what you felt.
Yeah, and if I can add a little bit, basically, when we do the level design, we can be, we make the game hard, but we don't want the game to feel like punitive to the player. Basically, when you fail, it's not because the level was made this way, but because you missed a movement with the shadow core, things like that. We want you to die because of your own failure, not because of some level design, basically.
And I just wanted to talk a little bit. I know Matt's not here, but could you talk a little bit about the art design of the game and some of the inspiration for that?
Yeah, sure. So at first, yeah, we are fans of Limbo for sure. The game look is obviously inspired from them, uh, and yeah, the silhouette they work very well also in a very small team like us, because there's only one artist and he has to do every single art asset, and if it just has to fill them with black, it can create a lot of content much faster, right? But we wanted to differentiate ourselves and create something unique as well, so that's when we decided to add colors. And on top of that, we won't just stick to one color, right? We want to like while the player is traveling into the world, the colors will change as well. Um, at the beginning of the game, we are in the blue palette, and this part of the game is much calm and yeah, yeah, it's kind of peaceful. But as you will travel into the game, you will end up with the reddish color and
Yeah,
more dangerous and stuff like that.
Yeah, basically, for the Will of Numbra, we have created, four thematic regions inside the world. And, like David said, every thematic world will have its own color palette. So in the demo at PAX, it was the first region, so always the same colors. But then you will travel through the world and see different color palettes. So I won't spoil too much, but the colors will be quite diverse in the game.
Awesome. And also moving forward for the game, you guys got a Kickstarter coming up, right?
Yeah, we do have a Kickstarter coming up. It is going to launch somewhat around the time of the PAX. We're not sure if we will launch before, during, or after. But yeah, it's coming up for sure. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say I'd say keep a look for early mid March. Basically, we'll launch the green light campaign on Steam and the Kickstarter at the same time. So if you like the game, just keep an eye out for those things.
I want to take a moment, Dave. Take a few seconds here, a few moments here, and just to anybody who might be listening, tell them why they should support Lightfall.
Well, Lightfall is really something unique. We are one of those very rare games that are working on different battles at the same time. Uh, we have three main focus. The obvious one is of course the art that is just gorgeous. The other one is the narration, the story. You want to play the game to complete the story and make it until the end. And the other thing we are working a lot on is how it plays, how it feels when you press those buttons on that controller, and we want this to feel amazing. So yeah.
Same question to you, Ben. You know, why do you want people? Why should people pay attention and support Lightfall?
Well, I think basically because we, we're not, only making games to make money. We make games because we like it. I mean, we invest a lot of time. We left our, full-time jobs to start this crazy project. We're video game fanatics, and if I know there's a lot of people that feel this way too. So if people really like video games, they can support us because we really make an honest attempt at making the best game possible with our experience and talent. So we just pour everything into it, and yeah.
Well, let's do the media roundup. Where can people find you? Twitter, Facebook, your website? Go ahead and put that out there.
Yeah, basically, if you type up bishopgames.com or lightfallgame.com, there's two websites, one for the game, obviously, and one for the studio. There's a devlog on bishopgames.com where we try to post regularly and just update people on what we're doing. You can also subscribe to our newsletter there, so you get the updates directly in your email. We're on obviously Bishop Games on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, pretty much everywhere. So yeah, we're pretty easy to find by Bishop Games. We're still some problems with when people search for Lightfall, it's can get hard to find us. But if you search by Bishop Games, you should find us pretty easily.
Thanks a lot, guys. It's been a pleasure talking to both of you.
All right,
Thank
you
you.
have a great day, sir.
Thank you, Ben.